Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to another video here on the channel. Today we got something a little bit different than what we usually do. Today we got a little OG gameplay commentary. So the gameplay in the background is just me playing Valorant, and it's kind of irrelevant to what I'm going to be talking about, but I needed something on screen while I spoke. But today we're going to be talking about the future of streaming and why I switched from Twitch to YouTube, and why I think that YouTube is going to be, at the end of the day, the platform that wins and is going to dominate the streaming space. All right, so to get on the topic and to stay structured, I got my bullet points here so I don't go on a tangent. But if you do want to see a video from a much smarter person than me talking about the future of streaming and why YouTube is going to win at the end of the day, the streaming war, I'm going to link a Devin Nash video in the description. He's super knowledgeable in the content creator space, especially the streaming space. So I would recommend checking his video out as well. It'll be linked down below. All right, so my first bullet point is YouTube is the original platform I started creating content for, so I prefer it. Basically, I started making YouTube videos in 2008, gaming content, and I've been on YouTube since then, making content more consistently back then for years, and I took a bit of a break, and I came back, and now I'm making more content again. I've been on and off making content on YouTube for 10 plus years. I was one of the original Machinima contracted content creators back with those egregious Machinima contracts, which is the only way we can make money back then making videos was joining Machinima. And I've been around for the longest time. I'll even put some videos and screenshots and stuff on the screen while I'm talking from older videos that aren't even on this channel, on a previous channel. You could say I'm an OG. Let's just put it at that. I'm an original content creator. I've been around for a millennia. So I prefer YouTube, and I think that I'm more adjusted to YouTube as a whole compared to Twitch. The second thing is larger pool for growth, not an oversaturated market. Twitch at this point has become oversaturated, and the way that they have their system set up, the bigger fish get bigger, right? They're big fish swimming in a small pond, and they just kind of control everything, and you got a bunch of little fish down at the bottom that don't really get to do anything. And I think if you check the statistics over the last year, on average, the amount of people broadcasting compared to viewing starting to get closer and closer. So before, it used to be per streamer there was 50 viewers that each individual streamer could have, and then it went down to 40, and then it went down to I think it's at 20 currently. So that means that there are too many people streaming and not enough people watching, right? And that means that the market is getting oversaturated on that platform, because they're not onboarding more viewers, but they're onboarding more streamers, because it's super easy to just turn your stream on Twitch. And YouTube is a much bigger pool. It's like an ocean compared to how small Twitch is, right? All right, next bullet. Content on YouTube lives on. Basically, Twitch, you stream, and then after you're done streaming, it's basically dead. VODs are not viewed on Twitch anywhere near as much as it is on YouTube, because Twitch is a streaming focused platform. It's what it started with, it's what it's known as, and it's what it continues to be, right? YouTube is a VOD focused platform, video on demand. People go to YouTube to watch videos. So if you stream on YouTube and you leave your VOD, it becomes a video. If you leave, it becomes a video on your channel that anyone can go watch, and your video can get millions of views. Your VODs from your streams can grow and then become content that people consume and find your channel from. On Twitch, that's not how that works. They don't recommend VODs. They don't have an algorithm or anything for that. Twitch doesn't have any algorithms to begin with, right? All right, so my fourth bullet is that the team at YouTube for gaming is way easier to communicate with. Many open channels. I can go on Twitter at YouTube Gaming, at someone that works for YouTube Gaming. I have a couple of people that I know personally that work at YouTube Gaming. Even Fwiz, the head of YouTube Gaming, I can just tweet at him, right? And he is very responsive to the community, because he cares and has these open channels of communication. Where at Twitch, unless you have a direct feed with people that work there, getting stuff done and getting people getting in front of people is way harder than it is at YouTube. And that is super important for small up and coming streamers that might have a question or concerns about specific things. YouTube has always been such an open platform, and it's easier to talk to than anyone at Twitch, 100%. You can ask any Twitch streamer and they'll tell you the same thing. Getting something from Twitch is pulling out your own teeth, right? All right, the fifth point is Amazon doesn't really care about Twitch, and you can see that with them not fighting over big streamers, right? There was a big war 2 years ago where people were jumping from left to right, platform to platform. Twitch, Ninja and Shroud went to Mixer, humongous mix-up. Courage and Valkyrie went to YouTube. People from YouTube came over to Twitch. Twitch paid for people to stay, like Tim and Lupo, and it was a huge thing. They invested millions of dollars into these contracts, and it really stirred up the streaming game. Disguised Toast went to Facebook, blah blah blah, right? So on and so forth. Mixer ended up dying. It combined with Facebook Gaming, and then Ninja signed exclusivity, and so did Shroud for Twitch right after the Mixer deal died. And then most recently, Tim the Tatman and Dr. Lupo's contracts expired with Twitch, and Twitch did not push to fight for them. Now, as you could tell, Dr. Lupo and Tim the Tatman are streaming exclusively at YouTube Gaming, and they're doing bigger numbers than they were doing on Twitch because YouTube is such a bigger platform, right? And that shows that Twitch is in a point where Amazon, they don't have money to buy these big streamers, and it seems like Amazon isn't really backing them, because giving up these big streamers is a really bad thing. They should not be losing some of their top content creators to their biggest competitor in the streaming space, which is YouTube, right? All right, so my second to last point is Fwiz and the head of gaming at YouTube are actually creating ways for smaller streamers to actually grow, and YouTube as a whole already has tools to do so. They just need to adjust for streaming content. So basically, like I mentioned before, people at YouTube Gaming actually want streaming to be part of their, like, one of the verticals on YouTube Gaming that grows, right? And YouTube already has all these built-in algorithms to recommend your content to people, right? If I post a video on YouTube about how to get better headshot accuracy and someone looks it up, they'll recommend my video. Or if someone likes watching gameplay videos on like tips on how to get better, it'll recommend my video to them, because they have algorithms that they put your videos into specific pockets based on like user preferences, right? And it's always constantly evolving and changing and becoming more and more intelligent, right? Whereas in Twitch has none of this. Twitch has no algorithmic learning and content recommendation, nothing, right? They say that they're working on it, and they are probably, I don't know, but it takes years to develop what YouTube already has been developing, because it's been out for freaking like 15 years, right? YouTube already has it, and now they just need to adjust it. And you can see by Fwizz's tweets and how he's talking to people on Twitter constantly that they're working on ways to have better systems for recommending streams. They haven't released it yet, and because they don't want to have the Twitch content distribution platform meta, which is the bigger fish get bigger, right? They don't want to have just a browse feature with the most viewed person at the top and it goes down from 1 million to whatever 0 viewed streamers, right? They want, if you're streaming Destiny 2 and someone likes watching Destiny 2 and they're looking for maybe funny content for Destiny 2, and your stream is like not so much serious grinding gameplay but more like funny content, they recommend them your stream, right? And that's what they want. So instead of just recommending Tim the Tatman to everyone whenever they go to streams because he's probably the most viewed person, they'll recommend my stream or someone else's stream or someone, smaller, because they might fit their content desire more. And that is huge for smaller streamers, because I feel like my content fits a bunch of people, but I'm never going to get shown to those people on Twitch because there is no recommendations on Twitch. On YouTube, people will get recommended my content if I fit what the algorithm thinks they like, right? Which is huge. It's massive. All right, to wrap this video up with like a little bow and stuff, let's get to my last bullet point. YouTube is profitable for Google and Twitch isn't for Amazon. Basically, Google's largest revenue stream is ads. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is ads. And YouTube, all YouTube does is serve ads to people. That's the job of YouTube. You make content, you put ads in front of the content, the ads get sent out to millions of people. So YouTube is extremely profitable for Google, right? Google wants YouTube to grow. Google wants YouTube to become the biggest live streaming video on demand, anything for content in the world. Amazon has already got what it wanted from Twitch initially when it bought it. Amazon wanted Twitch's technology, right? And you can tell because they're already selling something for AWS, which is where Amazon makes most of their money, right? Amazon Web Services, because they pretty much I think 70% of all things on the internet is runs through AWS or some shit like that. But basically, they wanted Twitch's technology, and Amazon Web Services, AWS, sells Twitch's technology. You can go and buy the tech that Twitch uses and make your own Twitch, make your own streaming on demand, streaming platform, because that's what they initially wanted it for, right? And then also probably to return some of those Twitch streamers into Amazon Prime users, right? Which is why they introduced Twitch Prime, in ways to get people to use Amazon more, right? Their shipping service, right? They're basically their online marketplace. So Amazon, if Twitch dies, Amazon will not bat an eye, right? They still are keeping it afloat, and the teams, they're still trying to get as much as they can from the company, right? And if it grows, right? But as you can tell by them, like I said earlier, not pushing to keep these big streamers on the platform. Asmongold, who's a streamer on Twitch, openly said he did not get offered an exclusivity contract. He's one of the largest streamers on the platform, which is insane. That means that Amazon doesn't want to invest, which is the problem, because then that means without investing and pushing the platform forward, like Google is doing with YouTube, the platform will slowly decline and die out, right? And once it becomes too unprofitable for Amazon, Amazon will just kill it, right? And they've been known to do that. When something doesn't work, they just kill it. And that's what I feel is going to happen with Twitch, because Google is going to continue to pump into YouTube and continue to grow the platform because it's one of their biggest revenues. So YouTube will continue to go up. And I believe in the next, I want to make a prediction. I want to say in like 2, maybe 3 years, YouTube will be above Twitch, you know, because this isn't like a one day after another, the platforms just die out. It's going to be a slow, and then I think it's going to have like a fall off point where YouTube is just going to take over. But that's my reasons for switching. I think it's going to be the winner at the end. And I love YouTube. I've been making content on the platform for 10 plus years, and I will continue to make content on it. And I think for what I want to do, which is grow my brand, grow myself as a content creator, YouTube is the best way for small streamers, small YouTubers to grow, because they actually recommend you, they show you to other people, and it's great. And I would also recommend people to try Facebook if you don't like the YouTube UI, which can be improved. One big thing about YouTube is there's a couple of gripes that I don't like. I can't send one unified place for people to watch my streams. It's not just like it's a little, each of them get like their own public link that you need to then send to them, which becomes a VOD. There's a bunch of like UI nicks, little bugs and stuff that I don't like, but all that stuff can be fixed. They have the foundation, which I like, which is the algorithms, the discoverability, all that stuff. And you can already tell that YouTube's improved so much since like Courage and Valkyrie came on. Like the platform has improved so much, and it's just getting better and better every single day. And you can see it, and that's why I love it so much. And they're so transparent about it, like I said, on Twitter with Fwiz and all that stuff. But I've been rambling on for too long. I got through all my bullet points. Let me know if you guys like this sort of like gameplay commentary type, talking about a topic videos. I don't mind making stuff like this. It's a lot easier to make because I can just get whatever gameplay and just put it in the background, and I can just talk. This is like a traditional YouTube old school OG gaming content. You know, the new videos require a lot more like editing and stuff like that. This was a lot easier to make. I just sat down in front of my computer and talked for 15 to 20 minutes. But don't forget to leave a like, rating, and a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. I'll be streaming here. I don't have a current schedule yet, but I plan to set up a schedule once I get into the swing and the rhythm of things. And you can always check out the VOD playlist if you haven't caught a stream live. You can check out the VOD playlist and see all the VODs there as YouTube videos. All right, guys, peace out.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me.